The power I seek that which lies beyond strength.
What the hell does that even mean?
Man, it sure feels like it's been ages since I last did one of these videos. But anyway, what is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. It's me, Star Blast Studios, and today we're going to be taking a look at the new Bandai Tamashi Nation's S.H.Figuarts, what is my name? Yeah, S.H.Figuarts Jiren from Dragon Ball Super. And yeah, I'm really excited for this thing. This is probably the first big release of 2020, actually. Almost forgot that we're in a new year. And honestly, I'm really excited to get this figure open, see what we got in with this. Anyway, if you guys want to get any looks at the boxes, man, I am a little bit rusty with the reviews, but there's the art right there on the side. There's the back of the box right there, where you got all these cool different things that you can get Jiren doing. There's the side and the bottom and the top of the box. But yeah, first big release of a Tamashi Nation's Figuarts from the Dragon Ball line. And I'm not gonna say that, you know, Bulma is like a big one, even though that Bulma, honestly, that Bulma looks cool, but, you know, it's not exactly one that everyone else is going to go and be purchasing. That's why I'm saying this is the first major release of Tamashi Nation this year. Not being sexist or anything, people. Anyways, let's get right into the figure. Alrighty, and this is going to be a little extra thing I'm going to just add in right here as I go and I open this figure for the very first time, because no, this time I actually did not mess with the figure before actually going and doing the review, because I am just... Did I just cut? Oh my god, I just cut a side of the... Oh man, I was just trying to get the tape, guys. Yeah, I got a bit of the box right there with the knife. That is unfortunate. That's sad, but you know, it is what it is. Hopefully I can get the tape. There we go. Oh man, I got my thumb right there. Always cut away from yourself. Don't ever do what I just did. Anyways, let's just get this figure right out of the box. Wow, this is gonna be really exciting. Okay, let's get into it. Alright guys, here we have the S.H.Figuarts Jiren out of the packaging, and I'm just gonna be completely honest, man. This figure is so freaking good. I'm not even kidding. This could be in the top 3 contestants so far of the S.H.Figuarts figures of top 10 S.H.Figuarts figures of 2020. Like, oh my god, they nailed so much of Jiren's looks right here into this figure really, really well. You got all of these incredible like muscles sculpted in onto him, and you also got like really good articulation, which we will get into in a little bit. And the likeliness that they captured on Jiren's face is absolutely out of this world, man. They did a great job. But one thing that I've seen on this Jiren that I have not seen anyone else really go ahead and talk about. It's always been something that bothered me, and I don't exactly know why it is. It has to do with the way that the eyes are done. Now, they look really nice, but what I'm talking about with the eyes specifically, let me try to get out something to point this out, is the little like white spot right there on his eyes. Yeah, you can kind of see. I don't know why I'm using this thing to point it out, but you can. Oh yeah, you know what? I'll just use this flame. The little white spot in his eyes right there. Like, I feel like sometimes when you have this thing posed, the little white shine that you have right there on his eyes look a lot more like pupils, and then it kind of like throws me off. I don't know if I'm the only one, but it kind of throws me off and makes me, you know, makes it seem like he's not looking in. It makes it seem that he's looking off to the right, and it's like you can kind of see right here, he does not look like he's looking straight because of the shine right there. It looks like he's looking off to the right, and I can't exactly tell what exactly is going on. I feel like what would have been a really like much better with the eyes if they put like one like shine, if they put like one of these white dots, like they put on each angle of the eyes. That way it would kind of like take away that whole illusion that he's going and looking in that specific direction. I just feel like they kind of like they should have not did that. But you know, other than that, the figure is really good, and honestly, it's not an issue with the figure that I would go and deduct any points for if I were to put it on a scale of 1 to 10. And you know, it's honestly really great. So let's actually get into the faces now that we're talking about the eyes. So here we got a nice screaming face right here for Jiren, and he still kind of have that thing with the eyes. But man, they did some really nice sculpt work, and I love that the skin tone on his face is not directly a complete white like you do with the Dragon Stars Jiren. you know, they made his face like completely white for some reason. Right here, it's actually gray. You know why? Because his name is Jiren the Gray, and he has gray skin. You know, that's exactly, that's everything that is supposed to be captured, and there's a reason why he's called Jiren the Gray. And another face that you got right here is the teeth gritted face, and they did some excellent sculpting right there as well. No issues right there with the teeth at all. I've been having a little bit of scuffs with figures with the teeth, but this one's got none of those problems at all right there. And the final face, which is probably the coolest face out of all of them, is the rage-inducing face, where he does that thing where he stares at someone and all of a sudden, like, they like start getting pushed back. It's like psychic abilities that he does with his eyes that forces people to like get pushed back, and he's just so powerful that it's actually effective in this day and age of Dragon Ball Super. And that, to me, is fantastic. And for some other accessories that you get, before we get into the hands, he does come with a pair of crossed arms, which I will show you guys how to put that on in a little bit, and that's a fantastic accessory. Jiren has been in the show with his arms crossed for half of the time. It would be like not including crossed arms, just like with the premium color edition of Vegeta. Well, sorry, not that Vegeta, but it's just like not including the crossed arms at all with Vegeta, and that to me is just a shame. They should have, like with that Vegeta figure, they should have included crossed arms, but you know they didn't. But you know it's an older figure, and it's just like if they, it is exactly as I said. If they didn't give him crossed arms, it would have been a complete sin. And so for the hands, you get some karate chop sort of style hands. Not directly karate chop, but they're more like flat. I guess you could say they're more relaxed hands. I don't know, but you know, nice to have them. No problems with them at all. And you get a pair of blasting hands right over here. And these ones, you know, they do the job, you know, quite well. They kind of remind me of the ones that came on the S.H.Figuarts Broly with the way that they're opened out and they're blasting and stuff. So I really like the way that, you know, they did those. And then you, oddly enough, you only get one of these, I guess you can, like grabbing hands. Like if this was on a Goku figure, you'd call this Kamehameha type hands. But you know, it's just basically the hand that is in this sort of pose. And I guess if you want to get him into like any sort of like thing with that, you know, you just have him pose with it, and you know, you're pretty much good to go. It's just, I guess it would be for a fighting stance. That's the one that makes the most sense. And for another thing that you get this. Oh yeah, one more hand. You get this really nice like effect part sort of hand with the where he has like the flame going all around him and stuff like that. Which, speaking of flames, you saw it at the beginning of the review. Here he is a flame that you can just go and put on. So basically, with that hand right there, you just basically equip this thing. Which actually, you know what? I'm gonna just put that on right now. Put that flaming hand right in there. If this will go ahead and fit. Oh, it actually. Did it fit? Oh, there we go. Now that it's slotted in. So basically, you go in there afterwards, and you just basically put that flaming hand in there. And I gotta say, this looks real. Well, okay. It doesn't exactly stay in there as securely as I would want it to. Maybe it's because I just didn't push it. There we go. I'm just being dumb and not pushing it in there far enough. So, yeah, it basically is a really nice effect. I'm really impressed by it, and it's just like, honestly, I like, the thing that I like about it is it's more translucent, but it also reminds me of like the Iron Fist flame effect that came with Marvel Legends Iron Fist from Marvel Legends. I know that's a weird thing to be pointing out, bringing out the Marvel Legends stuff, but it's just like, it's just something I did, and it's actually, the reason why I even bring it up is because I actually, when they brought out, like, when they showed the promo images of this Jiren, I actually got my, my Dragon Stars Jiren, and then got that thing posed around with the Iron Fist effect. It looks really small, and actually, you know what, we might as well put a comparison up right now of this Jiren before we get into the last accessory, and I cannot get this Jiren to stand. It's like, pretty much like right here, what I'm seeing is like, it's like you versus the girl that she told you not to worry about. And, no, it's you versus the guy that she told you not to worry about. And yeah, this is basic. It's pretty much night and day which Jiren in general is better. And it's got to go to the Figuarts one, man. Like, they've definitely knocked the Dragon Stars one out of the park. And for the final accessory that we actually get with this Jiren, you get, I'm assuming this is what they took the secondary hand and just put the sculpting into, and it's just this, it's basically this hairpiece which you put on the Super Saiyan Blue Goku. And so I'm gonna show you exactly what you do. You want to take off this hand right here, and you want to put that on this thing, on this hand. Okay, if I can get this on. Wow, this is actually really tight. Can I get this on? There we go, I guess. So you gotta put the Jiren up like that, and then what you want to do afterwards is you want to get your Super Saiyan Blue Goku right here, which I have with a smiling face because I like that sort of face to have him on display. And you put that right there, if I can get the hairpiece in there properly, and then all of a sudden, like if you know exactly, okay, I clearly have to like switch it around so that it's like the face is more visible on this end. But oh my god, basically, it's not that it's hard to pose around; it's just hard to pose around when you're doing a review. But basically, you got this sort of thing right now going on, and he actually holds up the thing fairly well. I've seen in other reviews that the arm does not hold up like Goku's body very well in their reviews. I don't have that sort of problem. But it's just like, basically the thing that you're meant to do right here is get him in that pose where he holds Goku's hair, just like in that one part of Dragon Ball Super. Let me take the accessories off right here, off the camera. That one scene in Dragon Ball Super where he almost knocked Goku out of the ring, and then he grabbed onto the ring with the power of the Kaioken, and then just like went charging after Jiren all over again. But that's what you got right there for all of the accessories. And let me get into the cross arms that I told you about towards the end. So all you got to do, I haven't actually done this yet, so I hope it doesn't make the arms any looser, but okay, that just popped out fairly easily. You got to do the same right here to this one. Oh wow, that one was actually came off a little bit tighter, a little bit harder, but you know, made a little bit of noise, but not too bad. I think you just got to like twist it in there and shove it in there like that. And then you basically, this is what you did back in the day. You just gotta you twisted that one on there, and then with the secondary arm, you just kind of sort of like pushed it in there, I guess you can say. And I think I have to do this off camera. It's just kind of tough to do it in general. So let me just try to push that in right now. Oh yeah, I forgot you can use the butterfly joints on this Jiren to sort of help you get it in there a little bit easier. And that is not working. I have no idea what the heck is going on. This is okay. I am having trouble getting the crossed arms in on this Jiren. I know it's, you know, you can't exactly see what the heck I'm doing right now. But come on. Why is this? Okay, you know what? We'll try to get we'll try to get this on at a different point in time. If I get it on, you'll see it with the pictures in at the end of the review. But that's pretty much it for the accessories. I'm gonna just get these back on right now. And oh my goodness gracious, those joints are scaring me whenever I put that thing back in. Bro, this thing is not even twisting. I hope it's not even messing up the arm. Oh my god. You know what, guys? I'm gonna just be honest. Do not put these crossed arms in. I'm not having. They do not sound good on the plastic at all. Like, I'm trying to twist the arms back in again, and it's just like it seems like the arms are getting stuck on this. So that's actually a kind of a big issue with this, with the arms right there. So I'm gonna just be honest. Do not risk it with these arms, guys. Oh my god! Look, you can kind of see right there. It's just like the articulation is stuck in there. I don't know if I'm doing something wrong. So you know what? I'm not about to break my Jiren figure in this review, so I'm gonna go put some hot water in there and try to get this fixed. One sec, guys. Okay, so I managed to get the arm right back on this Jiren figure, and oh my gosh, that arm was just it was a struggle with the arm to get that thing back on, because I'd go in there, and it's just like I'd use the hot water, take it out, put it back in, because like the thing was just like, when I'd go in there and twist it, it wouldn't be twisting properly. But then it's just like, then I took it out, put it back in again, and now it's working. But now it's a lot more loose than how it initially was. So I'm not sure if it's because I got some sort of stupid factory defect. But essentially, be really careful when you go and putting these crossed arms. Even if your Jiren figure seems to be really good and stuff, just taking out the arms and putting in the crossed arms, it just seems to be like a mechanic that could really make your figure loose. Like, I don't want to have another situation that people have had with the armored trunks. If you own that figure, you know exactly what I'm talking about. But basically, before we get into the articulation, let's get to the size comparison. Here you got the Super Saiyan Blue Goku right over here, and let me actually move these guys a little bit to the back right there. And let me I guess you can get the Figuarts. I'll get the Figuarts Frieza right over here. I can get Frieza to stand. He's been having a little bit of trouble lately standing, but there you go. And pretty much, I'm pretty sure everyone has a Goku that's around the same scale that that is in this. And even if you don't have one, I'm pretty sure you are well aware of how exactly around how he scales. And And like, let me get another figure that kind of gives off an example of, you know, how much he scales. And here is the Figuarts Android 16. So yeah, there is that right there. I cannot. Oh my gosh, I need to put these guys back on shelves. I'm taking these things out of the boxes, and it's just like they're not standing properly. And let me get one more thing right here. This is something that like I would really like Figuarts to make, and that would be an SH. Okay, here is the Dragon Stars hit, and honestly, it's this figure right here is probably one of the best, if not. No, I'm not gonna say it's not the best, but it is one of the best Dragon Stars figures that is out right now. It's just like, it's a really good hit figure, but if Figuarts were to make one, it would just be another scenario that you have with Jiren, which would be like you versus the person that she told you not to worry about. And like, yeah, I really hope that they make a S.H. Figuarts hit soon. That would be so fantastic if they did. But anyways, let's get these figures out on the side. And finally, let's get into the things that everyone has been waiting for, and that is the articulation on this guy. So one thing I want to get into a little bit before we get into that, I'm sorry for dragging this on, but basically, this is a weird little mechanic that I wanted to talk about with the heads. Basically, you interchange the heads by putting that onto there, and I'm just like, I gotta ask, it's an honest to God question I have, like, why is it that they went and they put this little peg right there into the head of Jiren? Is that just like a method of which they use to save plastic or something? Or is that like, I don't know, it just feels like it would have been way easier if they were, it would have been way easier if they just went in there and into like each and every single one of the heads and they just made a socket. So I don't know if they're doing this as a method of which to like, you know, save themselves, or like, I'm kind of getting the impression that they're doing this just simply to make things harder on people that go and customize the figures. And I don't know why exactly they would go and do that. Like why wouldn't you want to let your community go and like, you know, take out different parts on the Jiren and be able to, you know, go do something, you know, dumb like this right here with the Goku. Like, just being able to have, like, the neck over there, it would open up a wide variety of, like, things that, you know, people do when it comes to doing customs. And it's just like, it feels like every single time that people, that Figuarts sees that there is a potential right there that could work with this figure, that works with other Figuarts, that, you know, they just don't want to make it easy. Like, for example, with the Trunks, like, I don't know why they didn't just use, like, the resculpt. Okay, so with the Super Saiyan Rage Trunks I'm talking about, I'm sorry for rambling on about this, but basically, there was a Time Patroller Trunks that they could have, you know, made the faces fit on another Super Saiyan Rage Trunks, and they just didn't use the same exact sculpting, which would have honestly made a lot of sense, because, like, it's pretty much the same exact sort of, like, sculpting with the Figuarts Time Patroller Super Saiyan Trunks and the Super Saiyan Rage Trunks. So that's just one, you know, little thing I'm like wondering why they didn't do that. But like, anyways, basically the point is that they make things hard to just go and, you know, customize. But anyways, let's get into the articulation. So the Jiren figure, because of that, you know, double ball peg, he gets like a lot of articulation. I mean, a decent amount of articulation right there on the neck. You can look down with both joints. You can look, I mean, not really up, but you can use this torso right here and make him look all the way up, like he's ready to go under, like he's ready to just do the whatever game that is. I just can't remember off the top of my head with the when they're going under the rope. Like, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Anyways, you got some really cool like shoulder articulation right here. I mean, this articulation right here is crazy. Like, it does open up a lot of like cavities right here in his back, but that ability lets you be able to like move the arms around at a crazy rate. You can bring him into like really expressional poses, and I just love that about I love it when you're able to get the figures into like really just dynamic sort of poses because of the breaks in the back and articulation. To me, that's more of a plus because it's a figure. You're supposed to be able to go and pose that. But here you also got the biceps. I mean, the arms. You can move around 360 degrees. They move up and down, and yeah, you get the upper swivel right there. You got the double jointed elbows, which moves in really, really nicely. And you don't have the typical Figuarts joints. Now they're just double ball pegs right there. And honestly, I really like that because it's just like you don't have to finagle with the wrist joints anymore in order to get the things in the proper poses that you want. I really, really like that. So like I mentioned before, the torso right there can go like really, really far back, but can't really like move as much forward as I would want to. And you also can like, oh wow, you can't actually twist the figure. Oh whoa, okay, maybe you can. Maybe, what is going on? What is that joint? I thought this was a double ball peg. I feel like I I want to take the figure apart just to see what kind of joint is in there, but I'm not going to do that right now because, like, you know, I'll tell you guys exactly what it is maybe later on Instagram. I'll tell you guys on Instagram, Starblast_Studios on Instagram. Go follow me on there. I'll post all sorts of things regarding this figure. So you get this foot kicking up right there, and then doesn't move back at all, but he can do the splits almost all the way, which is fantastic on this figure. And then you got like a thigh swivel, which is, oh my god, that thigh swivel is like super, super tight. I don't know what the heck is going on right there. This one right here, I guess, is a little bit more reasonable. I don't know. That's a really tight thigh swivel. But, you know, I guess that's always not a bad thing. I like that it's tight. You know, double jointed knees right there. And then the foot cannot move it really anywhere more than that. You can move it downwards. Oh, wow, that one excels. Maybe it's because I got to excel the foot upwards. Nah, I don't know what that is. But here you got also the ankle pivot right there, which that is a beautiful, beautiful ankle pivot on a Figuarts figure. And then you got this really loose toe articulation, which is not tight at all. And it's like, I feel like if you're not going to use the toe articulation anyway, but it's just like, it would be really nice to, like, if it was a little bit tighter, just so you can get the figure to some more stable sort of poses. You know what, I guess it's alright, because look, I just got the figure like right there using the toe articulation, even though the foot is barely off the ground. But yeah, that's pretty much it for the articulation on this Jiren figure. And honestly, I think that's just about it for the actual review of the Jiren. If I were to put him on a scale of 1 to 10, I'm going to give him a 9.5 out of 10, just simply due to the fact that I had the issues with the arms, and it's scary changing out these things. And also, like, because some joints in the figure are, like, not as consistent as they could be. But yeah, it has nothing to do with the eyes that I pointed out in the beginning. It's just with those joints. And honestly, that's just about it. I love this figure so much. It's really just a nice overall figure with a bunch of fun, bunch of accessories and articulation, and that is just what makes the figure really good for me. But anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching this review of the S.H.Figuarts Jiren. And I hope you guys enjoyed the review, and I'll see you guys in the comments section. Until then.